Hey you guys, it is Crystal Lopez here from crystalandcomp.com. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful day. Okay, so I told you guys in the last video that I was going to make some pumpkin recipes for you guys. Pumpkin recipes are good beyond just Halloween. They are perfect up through Thanksgiving. So in my last video, I showed you how to make, what did we make? We made the pumpkin donuts. This time, today I'm going to show you how to make two different pumpkin recipes. The first one is going to be pumpkin hot chocolate. We're going to make this in the slow cooker. And actually, I will leave a link so that you can go over to my site and print out the recipe. This recipe is over on crystalandcomp.com. Print it out, make it easy, put it in your recipe binder, or make it right now, or whatever you want to do. And then the second recipe that we're going to make is also available in a printable over on my site. And it is Oreo pumpkin mini cheesecakes. These are super delicious. These are great for now, for just because, or save them for the Thanksgiving holiday, okay? All right, let me get everything set up. First, we're going to get the crock pot pumpkin hot chocolate going. So, because that's gonna cook on low for 3 hours, so we'll have that going. And then we will put together the Oreo pumpkin mini cheesecakes and get those going in the oven. And I'm gonna show you just how easy they are to make. All right, ready, set, go. You guys, first you want to gather up your ingredients. We have some chocolate chips, some condensed milk, some regular milk, whipping cream, pumpkin pie spice, and pumpkin puree. And then we've got whipped cream for later. Okay, so gather all your ingredients together, and you want to add your milk again. Don't forget to hop over on my site, crystalandcomp.com. I'll leave a link below to this exact recipe, and then you can print it out, put it in your recipe binder, do whatever you're going to do with it, and then you'll have it. All right, so we added the milk in the slow cooker, and actually I sprayed the inside of the slow cooker first just to, you know, make sure nothing sticks, because we are adding the chocolate chips, and we want to make sure that doesn't stick to the bottom. All right, we've added our heavy whipping cream, and now we are going to add our pumpkin puree. So we're just gonna scoop that right in there. I love using a rubber spatula because it gets every little bit out. All right, so get that added, and then we're gonna add our chocolate chips, and I actually added a little more than what the recipe calls for just because I love chocolate chips, okay? We're gonna stir all that up, get it well mixed, and then add our condensed milk. Have you ever done that thing where you take condensed milk and sit it in a slow cooker and let it cook in the can and it turns to caramel? Seriously, I've never done it, but I want to. All right, get all that added, use our rubber spatula to get the last little bits out, and then stir it all up. I'm just here to tell you, this hot chocolate was amazing. So, so good. If you're doing a Friendsgiving, a family Thanksgiving, this is something you want to make. All right, add your pumpkin pie spice. If you don't have pumpkin pie spice, you can do cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger, ground ginger. That will work as well. It's more cinnamon than the other two ingredients. Super yummy. Okay, put the lid on it, put it on low, and let it cook. All right, so now we are going to make the mini Oreo cheesecake bites. And here are the ingredients that we're going to use to make this. It is cream cheese, butter, nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla, ground ginger, Oreo cookies, salt, eggs, brown sugar, and regular sugar. What is it called? Granulated sugar. There we go. Yep, that's what we're going to have. All right, so first we're going to take a big Ziploc bag, a heavy duty one, because we're fixing to use a rolling pin on this, and we don't want the bag to break. So put your cookies in there. Can I just tell you, I had to buy, that was like my third container of Oreos to buy. I've been trying to do this video for about 2 weeks, and every time I bought Oreo cookies, my kids would get into them and eat them. So what was that, like a sleeve and a half that I had? I put those in there. You saw that I got all the air out, sealed it up, and then ran the rolling pin over it again and again. I imagine you can buy Oreo crumbs or crumbles at the store. I've actually never looked. I've always just done it this way where I crunch them up myself, and you're kind of mixing them with that middle cream filling, and it really it makes it yummier. It's more yummy, right? Okay, so get all that done, and then simultaneously we're going to take that butter and we are going to pop it in the microwave and melt it so that we can add it to these Oreo crumbs. and make our crust that's going to go in these mini pumpkin cheesecakes. Look at these cute festive fall cupcake liners that I got in one of my Walmart grocery orders. All right, so we're gonna take those and we're going to, there's two different designs in there, more of like a burnt orange and then a light blue, super pretty. We're going to fill one of these muffin pans up with the cupcake liners. So get that done. And then we're gonna scoop in the Oreo butter mixture and make our crust. And I'm gonna show you how to do that, super easy. You'll notice even though I'm scooping this stuff in there, I'm going back over it and using the back side of the spoon to kind of press this mixture down into the cupcake liner so that it creates an actual crust for the pumpkin pie cheesecake. All right, now we need to soften those 3 bars of cream cheese. You can leave them sitting out for, I don't know, 2 to 4 hours. I did not do that. I was ill prepared. So I'm just going to take them out of the wrapper. Take them out of the wrapper. That's foil. Don't put that in the microwave. We're going to put them on a plate and then pop that plate in the microwave just for like 30 seconds to kind of soften it up a little bit, and it will be easier to mix together once we start making this cream cheese. Okay, so honestly, I love my KitchenAid standing mixer. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have 2 of them. My husband actually bought me one our first Mother's Day that we were together when Nick and Luke were little bitty babies. He bought me a beautiful white KitchenAid mixer. And seriously, that is probably my favorite gift that he has ever bought me. And I know some people are like, oh, husbands should not buy wives, cleaning things or cooking things. I love that stuff. So, anyway, I still have that white KitchenAid mixer. I don't want to let go of it because it's so special to me. But about 2 years ago, my mother-in-law gave me this silver one, which is kind of an upgraded version of what I have. And it's got lots of cool different attachments and whatnot. And it's a beautiful silver, which matches, it looks stainless steel, so it matches our other appliances. But I'm still holding on to that that white KitchenAid that I have. That's the original. That's 16 years old. I just can't get rid of it. Anyway, you'll see me baking or making things a lot in my KitchenAid. I love it. So we've added our pumpkin puree, and now we're going to add our brown sugar. So add that in there as well. One of these videos, I'll remember to get out my my little device tool gadget that goes on the side of the bowl that allows you to easily add things inside the bowl once you have your mixer attachment on. I need to do that because it is very handy. It's just down in a cabinet and I need to get it out. So we've added our eggs. Those have been added. And then the next thing that we are going to add is our spices. So let's get that ground ginger added and the nutmeg and the cinnamon. Now, you could just use pumpkin pie spice instead if you want to. But the way that we created this particular recipe was to do it all separate. Did you see that? That thing just flew across my kitchen. Whatever. I guess it flew across the counter. All right, and then you want to make sure you add your salt. That is an important ingredient in this recipe. And then we want to mix this up. Just let it mix a bit before we add our cream cheese. Did I mention I love my rubber spatulas? And hello to my elbow being right in the way. When you record this stuff, you've got a tripod in your way. Like there's a lot of stuff in the way. There's got to be a better way to do this, but maybe I need a countertop tripod. I don't know, so that my elbow is not in the frame whenever I'm trying to cook. All right, so we are taking that puree out, and now we are actually going to, so we're removing the puree, and then we're going to work on the cream cheese by itself. I just used the same, I didn't clean it because it's all going to get mixed together. But the thing is, you want to make sure that this cream cheese is nice and smooth and well mixed before it incorporates with that pumpkin puree. Okay, so we've got the cream cheese going in the bowl, and then we're going to add our granulated sugar and mix that up. And I think we're going to add some vanilla as well. Am I right? Am I remembering correctly? I am. Yay! Good job. It's been a long week and a half having a house full of sick kiddos, and clearly someone is like messaging me repeatedly right now on Facebook, and I could just pause this and re-record it, but you guys know I work from home. A lot of communication happens through Facebook Messenger. It's probably my business partner. We have a meeting in about 40 minutes, and so yeah, I'm sure there's some work stuff going on, but I've got to get this voiceover done. Okay, so now we're slowly, see how nice and smooth that was, the cream cheese. Now we're slowly going to add in the pumpkin puree mix, and look at that beautiful vintage Pyrex bowl. I love it. One of my favorites. My mom bought me that set. I think it's from the 40s, and it has a yellow bowl, a red bowl, a green bowl, and a blue bowl, and they're all different sizes. They nest into each other. I love it. Okay, get this well incorporated. Keep mixing. All right, I just want to stop it for a minute, take it off of the standing mixer and stir it up just to make sure everything from the bottom is getting well mixed together. I hate it whenever there's like a glob of stuff left at the bottom that doesn't get mixed in. And so just use your rubber spatula or your big spoon and get it stirred up, and then let it mix up just a little bit again. We want to make sure that everything is well incorporated and nice and smooth, like cheesecake smooth. That's what we're going for, because we're making these Oreo pumpkin mini cheesecakes. So we need it to be smooth like a cheesecake. All right, so now we're going to start adding the pumpkin cream cheese or pumpkin cheesecake mixture to the cupcake liners that have the Oreo cookie crust at the bottom. And I'm using, that's like a cookie scooper, what you would use when you're scooping out cookies or melon balls or whatever. It works really well for this. I did like a scoop and a half for each one, and I did fill them pretty full, as you'll see. So we just want to get all of those filled up, and then we're going to pop them in the oven. And I would love to know, last night was Halloween. Do you charge your kids a candy tax? I do. I go through and I find the candies that I love. What are your favorites? I look for Dots, and I like Starburst. Dots are my favorites. I look for Snickers sometimes, and I look for Reese's Cups sometimes. I don't take them all. I just take a little bit. They got to pay their tax. All right, we're gonna pop those in the oven. They are gonna cook at 350 degrees until they are no longer jiggly. So about 25 to 30 minutes. But let's hop over here and check on our pumpkin hot chocolate. We're gonna mix it all up, get it mixed and well incorporated, because a lot of that chocolate is gonna be down at the bottom of the crock pot. So get it stirred up, and then let's go ahead and ladle it up into mugs and get it served. Now let me tell you, you can put this on warm, but if you leave it on warm for too long, like we're talking 4 or 5 hours, it's gonna turn to pudding, okay? We're gonna use some Ask me how I know. We're going to use some heavy whipping cream on top. Shake it up real good. For some reason, that one kept, like I was having to shake it really good in order to get it to make a nice big foam. So we're putting our whipping cream on top, and then that is some of the pumpkin fall festive looking sprinkles that I got from Walmart. All right, you guys, let me tell you, this pumpkin hot chocolate is so good. Oh my goodness, it is so good. You need to make it. It is excellent. It's perfect for Thanksgiving, for movie night, for whatever. Oh my goodness, you have to make this. It is so good. And it will pair perfectly with this, these little mini pumpkin cheesecakes. So make it. Let me know if you make it. Oh my God. Okay, so our mini pumpkin cheesecakes are out of the oven. We've let them cool. I did overcook these a little bit, so they cracked on top, but let them cool 100%. And then we're going to add whipped cream to the top. And I like to add a little Oreo to the top. You can also add some of those yummy sprinkles. You can make these up for, you know, Thanksgiving, one of your Thanksgiving desserts, a Thanksgiving dessert charcuterie board, you know, a Friendsgiving, whatever you want to do. Make them up and eat them slowly throughout the week for, you know, like individual sized after dinner desserts. You can do whatever you want. You want to skip the whipped cream, skip the whipped cream, but it sure does make it fun. Look at how yummy that is. All right, so my kids look forward to Halloween and trick-or-treating and creating their costumes or finding their costumes. So this year, Jack was a ninja. That was super fun. He was too adorable, and Luke Henry was a gladiator, and he's holding the candy that we were passing out that I had to put in a strainer because I didn't have anything else. And Matthew was a World War II guy. He has, for months, been getting piece by piece for his costume. It was very important to him that everything was accurate and exactly as he wanted it to be. He was so particular. He even used his 3D printer to print some of the things that went with it. I was so proud of him in the way that it turned out. And remember, he cut his hair after letting it grow out. Forever, he cut his hair for this costume. And then Luke went as Luke. The last 2 or 3 years, he's been Jake from State Farm. But this year, he was like, I'm not dressing up, but I'll trick or treat. And he was just Luke, which was perfect and awesome. And then Nick was Carl from The Walking Dead. Now, that's not a show that I watch. It is a show that he has watched. He has done the same thing as Matthew. For months, he's been collecting piece by piece, the perfect hat, the perfect shirt, the perfect shoes. He and his dad worked on his eye makeup together. It was super important to him that everything was as accurate as possible. And it's crazy how much he looks like the character. You should totally look it up. And he let his hair grow out for this costume. So very, very intentional. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And I would love to know, let me know what your kids went as for Halloween. All right, bye, guys.